Hi everybody and welcome to today's vlog. Today I come to you looking like an Arab queen. Mm? Ladies and gentlemen, I look like an Arabian queen. On my right, I see some ladies doing the belly dancing. On my left, I see a beautiful desert and some camels. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to sip my coffee, my Arabian coffee, and eat my date. I hope I will enjoy it. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. So, today's video, sometimes I get too extra. Excuse me, I know you already know by now if you're a frequent visitor on this channel that sometimes I like to play around, to joke around so like we can make this channel entertaining, as much as we learn so much in this channel. I also love to bring some a little bit of fun so that we can enjoy. You know, we're not all about serious business. Sometimes, Habibi, we want to enjoy. Okay? Alright, guys. So, in the Arabian move, I want you guys to picture yourself wearing that Emirates hat, wearing that uniform, with your veil going around your neck, looking all elegant, ladies and gentlemen, because this job is for both male and female. So picture yourself sitting at the counter. In front of you, there is a queue of so many people from different nationalities. You have Americans, you have Europeans, you have Asians, you have Africans, you have people from different kinds of islands. So you're a very important person because all these people are coming to you and you are the gateway for them to go to whatever destination they are going to. All right, guys. So you are as an airport service agent, because excuse me, I think I haven't even mentioned what I'm supposed to talk to today. I think this Arabian vibe just came into me and I forgot to introduce this video. So ladies and gentlemen, on today's video, allow me to honor one of the many requests that you guys have asked me to cover. I've always seen those comments when you're talking about ground staff. You're all interested to know what ground staff entails. You want me to give you more juice and more tea on ground staff positions. And guys, yes, I'm here to talk about ground staff positions, and as you know, I like to prepare you guys way at hand before these jobs are at your at your presence. So by the time you apply, you already know what this job entails, so that you may have a clue of what you will be doing, what shifts you're going to cover, what your responsibilities are going to be. So today I'm going to be specifically talking about a position called airport service agent, well known as check-in agent. All right, so as an airport service agent, there are different types of department that you may be asked to to work on that particular day. They might send you to the gates where you will be boarding passengers going to the aircraft. They might ask you to be at the transfer desk where you're going to help passengers who are on transit, who need assistance on their connecting flight or hotels and so many other things. They might ask you to also go and assist at the remote. At the remote, those are staff who help passengers whose flight did not make it to the um, arrival gate. So sometimes some aircrafts will arrive and they will stop at the Bay Area, where the company or the airline will provide buses that will bring those passengers to the terminal, where the passengers will proceed with their onwards or arrival journeys. So for now, I'm going to be speaking about airport service agent. You are a very important person because the job that you're doing, you will be meeting so many people from all over the world. You are the gateway, you are the say when it comes to whether this passenger is going to make it to their flight, or whether they are going to be allowed to arrive in that country. So you are a very important person when in the airline industry, because you are the face of the company, or the first face, or the first people passengers meet before they even go to the aircraft, before they even meet the cabin crew themselves. So today, allow me to speak about shifts, and then the next video I might come back and talk to you about the responsibilities available in all those departments on ground staff. There are so many departments that I will cover, but don't you worry, guys. We are going to go slowly, okay? Nitaipeleka na mutaratara, so you guys can be able to understand and have a clue on what mjue what goes on kwa airport, um, who handles these, what do they do, what do they check for, and stuff like that. So first, before I before I release you to go and handle passengers, allow me to introduce to you the shift patterns that you guys will be having. You all know that working in an airline, or working for an aviation company, you all know that your shift pattern goes all around. Like you will be ready to be working on your birthday, be ready to be working on a holiday. You will also be working on on your Mother's Day, like any special day that you feel like this is very special for me, guys. You have to be at work. They need you at the airport on those special days. If it's a holiday, they really need you so much, because there's so many passengers traveling on a holiday. So I'm sure they'll pay you, but they really need you on that day. So let me not marble so much. So let me introduce you a couple of shifts, or shifts patterns available, especially at Emirates Airlines. um, and I feel like all these airlines, they pretty much work the same. So you might get an idea of other airlines besides Emirates, because that's the airline that I know, because I've worked for Emirates for a couple of years, so I know the shift patterns. If you're here and you work for Emirates Airlines or Qatar or Etihad, and you feel like maybe there's a shift pattern that I missed, or you want to add a new shift pattern that has just been added, you feel free to just put it on the comment section below. Guys, as you know, this channel is all about growth. We are here to learn, we are here to enlighten each other, we're here to grow. So let's educate each other, okay? All right, so let's start from the morning shift. So zile shifts zinakwanga in the morning, they start as early as 5 a.m. So you might have a shift that starts at 5 a.m. till 3 p.m., or the shift might prolong to 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. All right, there are some shifts that will also start from 6 to around 4 p.m., 6 a.m. to 4 p.m., or 6 to 6 p.m. Or some shifts will be like 6 to 5 p.m. depending on your roster. I will talk about the shift itself later, but let me just give you the timing so that you may have a clue of what goes around on this shift. So the other shift after 6 a.m. is around 11. So there are people who start their duty at 11 till, let's say, 5 p.m. There is also another pattern that starts at 5 p.m. and it can go all the way to 5 a.m. in the morning. All right, there's also another shift pattern that starts at 6 p.m. all the way to 6 a.m. in the morning. There's also another one that starts at 9:30 until 9 a.m. in the morning, so that's like 9 to 9. There's also another one that starts at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. and ends at 5 a.m. So all these patterns, sometimes they might fluctuate on the same month. For instance, let me be clear and say kuna shifts za tuseme, shifts za 3 by 2. What do I mean by 3 by 2? That means that you're working on a rotation of 3 days to 2 days off. So in your entire month, let's say a month has 30 days. So if your duty starts at let's say on the 1st of that month, so 1st, 2nd, 3rd, you will be working on date 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4th and the 5th, those will be your day off, and the shift will rotate the same the entire month. And this shift here, 3 by 2, it has constant hours. hii utapata like there is a day you're going in a different hour. So on this 3x2 you have constant hours, and most of these 3x2 are always like 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. So in all these 3 days you will be working from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. This shift is favorable for anyone who has small kids or for anyone who has families, because as you know, if you eventually move to Dubai and you're working as a ground staff, you are, you know, people get married, you have family back home, and you might bring them so that you can stay together. Remember, it's not mandatory to stay in the company's accommodation, so you can get yourself an affordable house, or you know, a 2 bedroom or 1 bedroom depending on your budget, and you can manage to host your family, your husband, your kids, and you know, you and your husband can work towards, you know, your shifts and your work pattern, so that you can also spend time with your kids. So that's besides the work pattern. I'm just giving you a clue on what happens. So the 3x2, as I told you, it's 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. and it's a rotation of 3 days to 2 days off. So that's shift number one. The other shift is 4x2. 4x2 is a whole month rotation, and it's a rotation for 4 days working and 2 days off, the same way as the other shift. So for instance, if date 1 of that month you're working on day 1, 2, 3, 4, on the 4th of that month, um, the 2 days that follow the 4 days, it's your day off. So let's say you're working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. uh, Friday and Saturday will be your day off, and then you will report to work on Sunday. All right, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday you'll be working, and then Monday, Tuesday you'll be off. So it's gonna rotate all round your month. So that shift is called 4x2. Let me just give you an example of the timings that are on this shift when it comes to 4x2. So the timings are, for instance, you may get 2 days of 2 days working 5 a.m. till 1700. 1700 is 5 p.m. Guys, let me tell you, if you are planning to work in an airline industry, or if you're planning to work in an aviation industry, please teach yourself to read clocks, 24-hour clock, because that's how we say, that's how we read time in an aviation industry. Like they call them the army clock or the army time, because it's 24 hours. For instance, 5 p.m. is 1700. So you'll hear people saying I'm doing 5 to 1700, or they'll say 2100 to 9 a.m. So you already know 21 is like 9 p.m. All right, so the on the shift of 4x2, utakuwa unaingia asubuhi 5 a.m. unatoka jioni 1700 for 2 days, and then the other 2 days they're shorter days. They don't want to overwork you. So remember, these shifts, they arrange them in ways that they don't want to overwork you, because they really need you. Okay, they don't want you guys to get fatigue and all those stuff, because they really need you to be alert. They want you to be awake at work. They want you to be, you know, to be attentive into details, because remember, you're dealing with so many passports, you're looking at so many things that I'm going to talk to you guys on the other video. Because remember, you're not just printing boarding passes. There are so many things that you're supposed to look for before you even print that boarding pass. There's so many things that you're supposed to, you know, profile, you know, and I'll talk about that in the other video, but let's just concentrate on the shift so that you may understand. So in the shift 4x2, by 4x2 I mean you're working 4 days with 2 days off, and the 2 days that you're working, they may be 12 hours, and then the other 2 might be just 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. How many hours are those? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6 hours. All right, and those hours, guys, you have 1 hour break. You're entitled to have 1 hour break. All right, and then in between, if you want to take a little break, you can ask your supervisor. If you want to go to the bathroom, you can just tell your supervisor, hey, I'm running to the bathroom real quick, I'll be right back. If you want to go for a quick tea break when it's not busy, you're allowed to do that. You know, you can just tell your supervisor, hey, I need to go for a smoke, or hey, I need to go for a quick tea break, I'll be back within 10 minutes or so. Okay, so you're allowed to have mini breaks, but with a, you know, with with your supervisor's permission, of course. So those 4x2, they can rotate 2 days 12 hours and then 2 days 6 hours. Most people who work this 4x2 are people who probably just want to probably do extend. You know, there are opportunities where you may extend your shift to later timing, or maybe in these 2 days there are things that you want to do, so you prefer to have the 4x2 so that whenever you leave at 11 a.m. you have the entire day. You have the entire day to do whatever you want to do. You can go home, go have dinner with your family, go see around. There's so many things to see in Dubai. Oh, Dubai is beautiful, guys. All right. So the other shift that you may get when you're working 4x2 is, let's say the first day you will work 1700 to 2200. That's 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Remember, when you're working 4x2, there are 2 days that you will have to cover 12 hours, and then the two days remaining they'll let you do a short shift. So they'll ask you to come 2100 to 9 p.m. for 2 days, and then the last day they might ask you to come at 8 p.m. That's 2000 to 5 in the morning. As you've noticed, I've given you the two shift patterns for morning and evening for 4x2. The first one I told you, it's 5 a.m. to 1700 for 2 days, and then the other 2 days you will do 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. And that's your morning pattern. For night, it's 1700 to 2200. That's the first day. And then the 2 days in the middle, you will do 12 hours. That's 2100 to 9 a.m., 2100 to 9 a.m. And then the last day, they'll ask you to come at 8 p.m. That's 2000 to 5 a.m. I hope that's clear. All right. So the other shift patterns are like morning shifts. They might ask you to do, let's say, 5x2. Okay, so 5x2 is working 5 days and 2 days off. All right, that's like a normal work day in Kenya, working 5 days and 2 days off on the weekends. However, when you're working at the airport, or when you're working in an airline, remember, you will, unless you're working in the office or at the back office, unless you're not a customer service agent, if you're working at the back office handling HR, admin work, then you're guaranteed to have your holidays and your weekends off. But as long as you're working as a customer service, dealing with passengers, as a cabin crew, as a ground staff, and all those departments that I've mentioned, there is no holiday. If you're lucky enough to have weekends on your roster, then God bless you, you're very lucky. But sometimes you may not have the entire month, you may not have weekends off on the entire month. Sometimes it's gonna rotate to weekdays and stuff like that. So the other shift that they might give you is 5x2, working 5 days 2 days off, and this shift goes like this. So they might ask you to come 6 in the morning, that's 6 a.m. till 4 p.m. and that rotation will go for 3 days. So 3 days you will be doing 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then the 2 days, the last 2 days, they might ask you to come at 5 a.m. and finish at 11 a.m. That's a very good shift. It's not that tiresome. I mean, it's busy because it's morning. As you know, guys, mornings are very busy, so the day goes very fast. So doing 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. and this shift, I feel like it's very friendly for people with families and kids, because I mean, you will spend your evening with your children, you will put them to bed, and then in the morning you can just, make breakfast for them. I feel like you have time to spend time with your family in the evening, and that's important. You want to see your children go to bed. I feel like people who have kids, taking their kids to bed they prioritize that, like it's very important for them. All right, so that's 5x2. Okay, so the other shift that is available is midnight to 10. For midnight to 10, it goes on the 3x2 shift, where you go to work at midnight and leave 10 in the morning. So guys, I remember that was my favorite shift, working at midnight to 10. And then when I used to work at boarding gates, before I got my higher grade, when I used to work in the boarding gates, I used to love working midnight to 10, because I'm not a morning person, guys, so I prefer staying up late or sleeping way later. I'm the kind of person who sleeps at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm not, I don't sleep early, and I don't like waking up early. So midnight to 10, it really worked well with me. And I used to love it so much because the breaks were longer then. The breaks were longer. Oh, I remember I used to get a good nap on my breaks. When you're working, and this is another thing, let me just give you a tips. When you're working as a boarding agent, your breaks, you will definitely get your 1 hour break, but let me tell you, in between flights, for instance, you're doing an arrival, and your arrival probably arrives maybe 20 minutes. This 20 minutes before that flight comes and stops at your gate, that's your little break. You have your time to like sit, chat, relax and have a good time before that flight, arrives. And then let's say, for instance, they've allocated you to do another departure. Before that boarding time starts, you have your time to like go down, do your security checks. Once you're done, before it's boarding time, you may just sit there and relax before you start boarding. Unlike check-in, where it's like it's a quick pace. Your time goes very fast because you have to be seated at your counter. Passengers come, they come back to back, and then you have to check them in and stuff like that. So I will get into details on all these jobs and what it entails and what you do in every department. So for now, I just wanted to give you some little information when it comes to shifts, so that at the beginning you already see, or you can start making decisions and decide for yourself whether this is a job for you or it's too much. If you're kind of person who don't like working on a shift basis, then you already know that this is not a job for you. You might as well look for a job in an office where you will have your 9 to 5 constant hours. If your birthdays are very important to you, then no, this job might not give you that. However, guys, oh, there's also something that I want to mention when it comes to the rosters and shifts and stuff like that. There are things called swapping and replacement on your shifts. Emirates is very kind enough to release shifts months prior. Like for instance, right now we're in February. I know that their April roster is already out, so that gives you an ample time for you to look for replacements if you want to travel. So guys, oh my god, this video is so long, but I hope that you got a clue. You understand how shifts work. Yeah, and then you now have a clue whether this is something that you can do. Are you willing to work in that pattern, or are you someone who wants to have just a stagnant shift and pattern? Guys, I need some water. I've talked so much. So I wish you all the best, guys. Let's keep praying and hope that these jobs will now start, it will come home and they will start recruiting for airport service agent jobs close to you in whatever city you're watching this video from. And if they do, please do apply. The position is very amazing. The benefits are as good as the cabin crew benefits. The salary is very good. They'll give you accommodation, they'll give you so many other benefits, and we'll talk about more in this channel. So stay tuned to this channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend, so that we may all grow, gain, and take our growth to greatness. All right, bye bye guys.